What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome everyone to another edition of Down South Sports Fanatics. I'm always joined by my boy, the coach himself. What's up, Mr. Darren? Coach Darren.
What's up, everybody? How we making out today?
Yeah, man. Thank you for joining us. I know you're gonna come on camera soon once you get settled in. And of course, the voice himself. Welcome back to the voice. We got him back right. What's up, Mr. Dave Robin?
Hey, what's up, man? What's going on? This is going to be a fun episode, I think, tonight.
Woo! I think it is. I think we're all disappointed, of course, from that. Oh my God! I don't know what you want to call it. No effort from nobody on either side of the ball. No energy. I don't know. Man, I tell you what, disappointing. But of course, I always lead it off with my boy, the voice himself, voice of reason. Give us a download, D. Give it to us. Give it to us right quick, Dave.
Man, I think a lot of fans are going crazy on each other on Facebook, and it's the wrong topic. You know, I think everybody's talking about quarterback, and I don't think quarterback's even a discussion. I think the problem is I think it's coaching atop of anything. But, I mean, every week we have these slow starts on defense. Last week the offense kept up in Chicago, against Chicago. This week, man, you dug a hole, 21 points allowed in the second quarter. Listen, I mean, offense wasn't rolling by any stretch, but you got to allow the offense an opportunity. Man, you give up 297 yards in the first half, and you're really putting the offense against the wall, on the road in a tough atmosphere.
What you think, D? Give us your word, Coach.
Well,
Darren, you there?
I'm here, baby.
Go ahead. What's up?
So listen to me, man. Defense can't do that. We can't keep on putting ourselves in, a hole. We don't have Breeze. We're not averaging 34.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wait.
He might have walked in the building, got no
Shit, I thought it was me.
On nothing.
Oh, there we go.
Special teams, they're not really going through to try to get the block. They're not blocking. Shit show, man. That's what it really is, man. But I do agree with Dave. I don't believe that it's a quarterback issue. I believe that it's an offensive coordinator issue because if you notice, when Winston gets in the game, the playbook is a lot different than what it looks like with Carr in the game. Let's get past that real quick. Taysom Hill had one wrong.
Yeah.
Yep. We breaking up, D. Your connection's getting bad. It's all right. We'll get him back better. But I kind of agree with him. The play calling is different between the two. Dave, me and you talked about that earlier. Why I see him, I'm going to say it right now because I don't want to be rude, y'all. What's up, Joshua? Thank you for joining us, man. But anyway, D, we got you back right now. So finish up what you were saying between the difference of the offensive play calling.
Yeah, man, offensive play calling is just horrible, but not that, man. I said, how does Taysom not get the ball? I mean, you got to have Taysom Hill get the ball.
I think that when James came in, and I will give you that, it seems like they took Taysom out the game plan. I mean, Taysom dropped, but he did drop two passes, too, that was right in his hands. I did see that.
I'd give him one, Richie. That other one, he kind of got sandwiched. That first one was definitely a drop. That second one, he kind of, a little sandwich job.
And different velocity on the ball is between two different quarterbacks. I don't think Jameis quite has that touch like Derek Carr has neither,
Right. Yeah, Jameis definitely has a gun, man. There's no doubt. But he does, it's always been a thing, lacking a little touch, lacking a little accuracy. I mean, he has as strong of an arm as anybody in the league,
Yeah, absolutely. So, Dave, do you think? Look, we're not going to beat this dead horse. Of course, we wanted it to be dead with the Jameis scenario. I think the difference is, and shame, and listen to me, I'm gonna be the first one to say this.
Yeah.
If everybody thinks that Jameis is taking us somewhere fast, they're crazy. I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah. No.
This offense as a whole isn't playing good right now.
No. And I agree with Darren's take, man. You know how I'm a Taysom nut as much as anybody, man. And for him to not touch the ball, I understand maybe they're looking at it as, hey, he'd be the de facto backup quarterback at that point if Jameis got hurt in that second half. But man, you can't play with that fear. Like you have to let Taysom Hill touch the ball. You're trying to win this game, and that's all that's important. You know what I mean? You can't worry about injuries and all that stuff. But I want to go back to a couple play calls that I thought were just absolutely terrible. There was a play, I think, and I don't know if y'all noticed this, but, man, Alvin Kamara was very good on the ground, just didn't get a lot of carries. I think he had a 9-carry game when this dude was lighting these guys up. But it was like a 7-yard run. And then you go to Jamal Williams, who, let's be real, I mean, we like Jamal Williams. He's a good short yardage runner. But you go back to him twice, and he can't get those 2 or 3 yards, whatever it was. Why is Taysom Hill not in the game right there? The best short yardage runner in this league today, probably, and you don't go to him. You know what I mean? There was, some plays like that just it made zero sense. But to me, Darren made a good point too about blocking. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but the blocking is absolutely terrible. There was a screen where Eric McCoy just ran right by somebody, and I got a lot of respect for Eric McCoy, but dude, he missed somebody. There was a 3-on-2 situation, Kamara in a flat, and we just totally missed the block. Juwan missed a terrible block earlier in the game on third down with Rashid Shaheed on that, that bubble screen. If Juwan gets that block down, that's a big gain for Shaheed because Taysom had his guy kind of caught up. But there was just poor blocking, man, poor execution all around the field. I mean, it was everywhere. It was every part of the game.
I mean, look, Darren brings coaching. He brings politics. He brings everything to the table. Good guy right there, man. Good guy. Richie Lewis, good guy, y'all. Vote for him. State representative. Good guy right there, brother. Richie
Lewis, that sounds familiar. Where's Richie's from Chalmette?
Yeah, yes.
I think I know Richie Lewis, man.
He owns Gerald's Donuts, man.
Wait, is that, maybe that's a different Richie. Maybe I'm thinking of a different Richie, man.
Some of the best donuts you have. So, D, elaborate on the play calling and the blocking. What you were saying, Darren, about the blocking with the Saints.
Oh, man, listen, we need to be honest, it's about time. Listen, I like Dennis Allen, but look, it's about time. Clean house, man. It's time. I thought for sure that I don't like Pete Carmichael. Everybody knows that. But if Dennis Allen don't have the good guts to fire him, then listen, he's not a good head coach.
Why are we expecting Dennis Allen to fire somebody when Dennis Allen himself should be fired?
Well, because he's the head coach. So
I think they both go. I don't think you can keep one without the other. I think both of them go.
Yeah, now I'm agreeing with you, but he had a chance to save face, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but here's the thing though. We keep going back and forth with the play calling. I don't care what nobody says. Pete Carmichael is a play calling and it hasn't changed in none of these games. He is doing the play calling.
It's certainly here's the funny thing is the offense wasn't that bad the previous couple of weeks. I mean, we're talking like I know everybody. People have short memories. Let's be real.
I'm sorry about cutting you off, Dave. Darren, you think what's up, brother? You think they're going back and forth with play callers?
I don't think Dennis Allen knows what the hell he wants to do.
Yeah.
No. What I'm saying, there's no doubt. Listen to me. People don't realize. I'm being honest when I say this. The pull that Pete Carmichael has in this organization. I'm telling you right now, he's one of Mickey Loomis's guys.
He's plenty. He's got plenty. That's for sure.
So I don't, but I agree with you. The play calling is horrible. So what do? We stuck at a standstill. If you're gonna start doing moves like that, I agree with you. Let's start a whole rebuild. Start from the bottom. Let's go. I mean,
Richie, I think it's gonna have to happen this offseason. I mean, we're pretty much the only thing we can luck into now is the fact that we're in the worst division in the league. And I mean, look, we're at 500. I mean, we just have to take it from there. But like you said, I wouldn't be like you and Darren are both saying. I agree. I think something needs to give because Dennis Allen is not. Listen, I don't feel confident at all with this guy being the head coach beyond this year. Same with Pete Carmichael calling plays on offense.
Would you agree with this? A guy made a great analogy on one of the shows this week, and I'm like, you know what? I want to talk about with y'all during the week, but I forgot all about it. But I just remembered it today. You know what he said? If you look at the top teams over the last 3 to 4 years, which has been Buffalo, like the Saints in and out before Sean Payton left. You look at, like the
Kansas City,
the Eagles, Kansas City. If you look at those teams, they're starting to get long in the tooth and up in age. If you think about it.
Well, you think they're getting long in the tooth?
Yeah, they're getting up in age. Is what I'm saying. It's like.
I mean, I think Kansas City and guys like Kansas City, Cincinnati, Buffalo. I think they feel good because they got franchise quarterbacks in their mid-20s. You know what I'm saying? So I think they got it made when it comes to that.
We're talking about age, Dave. Don't you think Travis Kelce look like a shell of himself this year?
No, I think Kelsey's a little banged up. I think he's got the distractions, from everywhere. I mean, him and his girl can't go out to get a pizza without having 100 people watching him, from a window somewhere. Look in the window.
Darren, what I was saying was a lot of these top teams that's been around for a couple of years now are starting to get up in age. You wouldn't agree with that? Some of them. I mean, you look at them, they're like, man.
No, definitely, and they keep on like the Saints. We're about to sign Jason Pierre, Paul Pierce, or whatever the hell. But
great. I'm telling you, man, that was a great thing you just said there. Yep.
Listen, why do we try to get guys on the back end of their career? I mean, what's he gonna give? He might give us a good year. But listen, here's a fact: he's gonna be better than Cam Jordan.
But think about this: if you're going to make that move, why didn't you reach out to Washington, one of those defensive ends?
That's the thing. I mean, I don't know why you don't give up something for one of those kids.
The thing about it is, Chase was in his last. He's in the last year of his contract.
Yeah,
you could have negotiated a new deal with him and brought him in.
Oh, you could at least take a flyer on him.
I mean something.
Hey, I would Sweat too.
Huh?
Montez Sweat.
Yeah, Montez Sweat to me, that would have been the one. Yeah.
It just seems like the Saints are just sitting on their hands, did not make any significant moves to make this team better.
We tried to get Max Crosby, but what you going for the best defensive end in the league?
But once again, Dave, Darren, like you just said, he's up in age too.
Who?
Max Crosby's in the league for how long now?
I don't think that long.
I mean, he's got to be like his maybe 27, 28, maybe something like that.
I thought he was in his 30s. I thought he was in his 30s.
That's a good question. I don't think he's been around too long, but I mean, he's a hell of an end, man. I'll tell you take Crosby any day of the week.
Yeah.
But I mean, listen. So whose job's on the line? It damn sure better not be Granderson. So what? They give some breathers?
Well, Granderson,
Darren, I think, and I want to say there's something here with the Saints. This was like the type of Saints move that would be made before Sean Payton got here. I don't know if you guys agree with that. Going to get a name who's way past his prime, like a Jimmy Graham, like a Jason Pierre-Paul, Tyrann Mathieu.
What's your boy's name?
These were Jim Haslett era, Saint moves. You know what I'm saying? This was like, you know what I'm saying? These were these moves that like you're going to get a name who's washed up past their prime possibly, and you're not, like you said, you didn't make a move on Montez Sweat or Chase Young, who would have been. If you're giving up a mid-round pick, I'm doing that all day and taking a shot with one of these guys.
I agree. Yeah, what's up, Chuck? Thank y'all for joining us, man. Jennifer's joining us. I want to send a shout out to people, that. But yeah, D, I mean, listen, I don't know that team that showed up Sunday. I didn't know who that was. I know we've been up and down this year, but that looked bad. That looked really bad.
That was our worst performance this year.
I mean, I was like, who is this team? And it could, and then. Man, I'm so frustrated. I'm at a loss for words. I'm just so.
Well, Richie, we all talked about this before the game. The previous podcast. I mean, we said, hey, look, let's be real. There's two guys that could beat you. Jefferson's out. You got Jordan Addison, who got off to a good start, but we really kind of quieted him as the game progressed. But T.J. Hockenson, dude, I mean, he was over 100 yards in the first half. I mean, we did not have an answer, and you can't tell me that we don't have to cover guys to cover a guy who doesn't really burn ass at tight end. I mean, he's a big boy. He can run routes. He has good hands, but to me, that's a coaching matter. I mean, Darren, I know he coaches players. He could tell you. I mean, you got to put the guys in the right position to succeed.
Well,
me and Pancho always have that discussion.
Darren, you remember I said it. I want you to comment on this. Remember I said Sunday morning when we did our show how much they blitz, and they blitz a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And we had no answer for it. No answer.
Wait, did we lose Darren?
No, he's still there.
Oh, okay.
I'm here, bro. Listen to me, man. When a team blitzes a lot, man, you gotta do your check downs, which he does that anyway. But I mean, you give the ball off to AK or whatever. But listen, there's no excuse. When I blitz a lot, I don't blitz a lot when a team likes to run screens because that's a deadly combination.
Yeah.
I blitz a lot. I'm probably saying I blitz over 75%.
Yeah. Well, listen, Joseph, thank you, Joseph. Joseph said Crosby's 26.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I figure like 26, 28, somewhere in that range.
Thank you for that. Thank you. I like y'all. Thank y'all for telling us that. So listen, man, look, I don't know. The bye week couldn't have came at a better time after that.
Right.
After that
debacle.
They have a lot of things to figure out. Now we don't know when Lattimore's coming back. That's a serious injury he's got. I don't know.
Yeah, Michael Thomas as well. I mean, Michael Thomas.
Yeah, I mean, Taylor's gonna have to step up now, and I think.
Yeah. What's wrong with I wasn't watching.
His ankle. He's got a serious ankle injury.
Who?
Lattimore. And it's
MT took a shot in the back. I don't know. Was that diagnosis on Michael Thomas, man? I know he left early in the game. He took a
Michael
hit.
Thomas is a knee. It's a knee.
It's a knee thing. Okay.
It's a knee thing. But I mean, this is a good time for Alontae Taylor to step up and Paulson Adebo. Paulson Adebo now becomes your number one corner, and I think he can rise to the occasion and do that.
And we had some bad breaks in this game. I mean, look, it was a terribly played game, but we did catch a few bad breaks. I mean, we talked about Dobbs and his running ability. He kept plays alive. He had some rushing yards, but there was a pass on that first drive. I mean, Paulson Adebo very nearly had it intercepted. I mean, it went off both hands.
It was the second play.
Yeah, I mean, dude, imagine the difference possibly that game.
And
that play stood out to me. And look, and I'm not trying to bang on Foster Morrow. I think Foster's a really good blocking tight end, but he picked up a hold that really killed one of those drives. Remember, we were in the red zone, and instead of being first and goal, that backed us up to first and 20, like around the 30. That was like a 20-yard swing, 25-yard swing on that one particular play with that run.
Yeah, and Darren said that Sunday morning about the penalties that extend these drives. Darren said that Sunday morning.
Yeah, and we went back to we reverted to what we were doing before.
They did the exact same thing Darren said that we couldn't do all day. Penalties.
Look, either kill drives or extend drives. That's what we've been doing to ourselves.
Yeah, it's true. I mean,
I think people are looking way too much at the quarterbacks. I mean, look, Jameis kind of came in, did what Jameis does. He makes some big plays, he makes some mistakes. Carr was kind of vanilla most of the game, which has been a complaint from some Saints fans this year in those types of matchups where he's kind of just checking down, playing it too safe, maybe kind of like Dalton at times last year. But I mean, let's be real. It was just like Darren said, these penalties were terrible. The defense was just absolutely garbage. Special teams still not doing, not up to expectations. I mean, we've always routinely had one of the best special team units in the league, and that kind of faded away.
I agree. Thank you for joining us, Steve. Thank you, Raymond. Thank y'all, man. Y'all make sure to share the page.
But listen
man. Go ahead, Darren.
To be honest, though, Dennis Allen made great adjustments in the second half. They only got 3 points in the second half.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Fatty said that. Yeah. Fatty said that too. Fatty said the second half adjustments has been there all season, and it's true. But why can't we do that the first half? I don't understand it.
Yeah, and if y'all listen to Dennis Allen during the week, it seems like so far he's kind of said, "Oh, I got to get this effort out of my players for all 4 quarters." I don't know if maybe it is a combination of effort, but to me, dude, you're the head coach. You have to find ways. Like obviously something's going on in the first half where your defense is not prepared whatsoever. I mean, you're off balance. I mean, guys are, we're biting on hard fakes. Like I know, me, Darren, Poncho, we all alluded to it. Tyson Bagent, rookie quarterback, had us biting all kinds of different directions on these read options. I mean, Dobbs did that at times. There was always it felt like we had open crossers like the entire game. I mean, Hawkinson was just kind of going at will across the field without anybody on him.
Darren, let me ask you this: being a coach, why hasn't Dobbs gotten an opportunity to start on a team? The kid looks like he's got it. I don't understand it.
He don't have it.
But all he does is win. Is it just?
All he does is win. Have you seen Arizona's record?
No, I'm talking about on the field when he gets in the game.
No, Richie, I think Kevin O'Connell, I mean, Darren, I don't know if you agree, man. I mean, you're a coach, so you can see it. I think that O'Connell guy in Minnesota, man, he's a good play caller. That's the difference between a good play caller versus a bad or mediocre play caller. I think he put his guys in a really good position to succeed in that game. He kept us off balance.
I mean, don't forget, Kirk Cousins was the #1 ranked quarterback as far as yardage and I think touchdown before he got hurt.
Yeah, he was killing it, dude. He was having one of his best seasons so far, I mean.
So, I mean, that's what you got to remember. But listen to me. Once again, the DNs, like on that scramble play where he scored the touchdown, the DN was nowhere near around. Once he turned around and he was running back, he should have been met by a DN knocked shit loose.
I never thought I would see the day or say it that Cam Jordan is hurting this defense.
He's lost a step, Rich. I think, I agree. Back to what you said earlier in the podcast about getting old. I think that's happening to us more than it is these other teams. I think other teams are moving on from their guys.
Yeah.
Like Kansas City moved on from Frank Clark. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're not keeping up with the Joneses here. You know what I'm saying? Like we're getting older. I mean, I love DeMario. He's had a great run. Cam's had a great run, but is that new crop of players coming in? Look, Marshawn, by cornerback standards, in another year or two, he's going to be old by cornerback standards. You know what I mean?
Let me send a shout out to my son-in-law Ryan. He's a big time sports fan. He's going to say some comments. I know that. But yeah, man.
Look, Rich, even further, Tyrann Mathieu past his prime. I mean, we're seeing guys all around that defense. It's getting older, and like you said, we're not keeping up. I mean, we do have some young pieces for sure, but there's a lot of age on that defense that's like you said, not pulling their weight maybe at this point.
Man, I tell you, it seems like we fix one thing and another thing arises.
Right.
Then the next thing, and the next thing. It's like it's always. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, I think we have to be honest with ourselves, and I keep saying it week in and week out. And I understand it's bad coaching. I just think this team is old and it's not that very good. I'm sorry.
Look, I don't disagree, Richie. I think, unfortunately, the quarterbacks. I mean, whether it's
y'all agree,
Derek Carr, Jameis Winston, I think these guys are getting a lot of unfair criticism. I think, look, we haven't had tremendous quarterback play, but dude, you look around this league. I mean, the Browns are winning games, and quarterback play is terrible. I mean, Carr's numbers are better in every stat than Deshaun Watson. You know what I mean? There's teams that have better records than us that's getting worse quarterback play.
People need, and I think Darren would agree with me. People need to stop just blaming it on the quarterback. This whole team as a whole, the defense ain't playing like it used to. The offensive line is horrible. Special teams is even garbage. I mean, I don't know what Shareed has just disappeared from the punting game, the punt returns. I mean, I don't even just hold, man. I'm just so frustrated, dude, because you can't point your finger just to one thing, you know?
Yeah. And Headley's not, I mean, to me, give me Gillikin what Gillikin did, you know?
Go ahead, Darren.
No, I said that's all he does now is want a fair catch.
Yeah.
Do you see that a lot, dude? It's like he's trying to save himself or something. I don't know, dude. I mean.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. There's a lack of aggressiveness with him in the return game. I think Headley is nowhere near the punter that Gillikin was before. Obviously, we know Groupie's been a little inconsistent. You know, he missed some key kicks this year. I mean, I don't even the coverage unit, man, maybe isn't as dominant. I mean, I don't think the coverage unit is terrible, but it's not as dominant as years past.
Don't put your kicker in that situation. I mean,
well, you can't. No, and look, Derek Carr, dude. I'm not like I said, I'm not president of Derek Carr fan club. I mean, but I think there's bigger problems. I think Derek has to play better. I think he's got to get off to a faster start in that game. You know, there might have been a missed throw or two for sure for him. I mean, it wasn't all him. There was mistakes all around that offense, and play call was a big part of it.
My son-in-law Ryan just said those fair catches are business decisions. Now that he's more involved in the offense.
And that makes a lot of sense, dude. I mean, he's one of your best targets right now, you know?
I mean, you got to say that. What's up, Warner? But listen, man, and look, Dave, do you think, I mean, that makes a great point. He brings up a great point on business decisions. Do you think a lot of these players are making business decisions right now with the team?
I don't know why, because a lot of them are under contract and they're not doing shit. I mean, you know, it's like, I don't know, dude. I get that. I definitely get that point around the league with certain situations. But, I mean, to me, this Saints team, I mean, the core of this team is pretty much they know they're going to be here for the most part, you know, at least for another year or two, you know?
I mean, Dave, like we keep saying it, dude, I think it's a lot to do with just getting old, dude. I really do.
I think it is, too. But I think coaching, man, like, you know, Darren could tell you, I'm sure, you know, pretty well on this. But if you lose that room – And if, you know, look, dude, I mean, like I always joke with Poncho because Poncho coached Little League. I coached Little League with my son and everything. Yeah. But I know Darren's doing it at a little bigger level. And it's like, I'm sure he could tell us more about this. But, I mean, to me, it's like when you lose that focus from your players, when you feel like you don't have the respect of your players. And I think that's a big issue. Sean Payton never had to battle for respect. That dude was respected. I mean, he could be jamming in the Bahamas, dancing to, like, you know, crazy dance music in the offseason, doing blow. And the players still respected that guy the first day of training camp. Dennis Allen, I don't feel like the players have that same respect for him or Pete Carmichael.
Well, look. I mean, I criticized him earlier. I'll be the first one to admit it. But look already how Sean Payton's changing the culture in Denver already.
He is. I mean, look, we were giving Sean Payton, and don't get me wrong. I've always said I'm a Sean guy.
You don't see none of that shenanigans on the sideline anymore.
You don't. And Russell Wilson's a lot better this year than he was last year. He's 20 points higher in his quarterback rating. He's got 18 touchdowns, I think, and 4 picks. I think he had 16 touchdowns all of last year.
Dave and Darren, I want to give you an opinion. I thought about this today, too. Everybody talked about how much Sean Payton makes a difference for Russell Wilson, but nobody wants to criticize. And he criticized, like Sean Payton during the year criticized Nathaniel Hackett, the old coach for Denver, who's the OC now with the Jets, who hasn't done anything with Zach Wilson. So maybe he was the problem the whole time.
That post has aged well. Let's put it that way. You know, we always talk about posts not aging well. That's a post that aged really well with Sean Payton.
Do you think that's the case, Darren? Do you think that Aaron Rodgers just spoke up for his guy, Nathaniel Hackett, who was with him in Green Bay, and he's really not that good of a quarterback's coach?
No, he is. Listen to me, bro.
How can you say that?
Players play for certain coaches, bro. That's just what it is. Like I have a kid who played travel ball who was like, Coach, I'm not playing because you're not coaching. I'm like, look, dude, you're gonna be in middle school next year. I'm not gonna be a coach. You're gonna be in high school. I'm not gonna be a coach. You're gonna go to college. I'm not gonna be a coach. Players play for coaches. They have some coaches that coach, then they have some coaches that are players coaches. Like me, I'm a players coach.
But also as a coach, don't you tell them kids, listen, you have to look out for yourself and coach and play for them coaches. And wouldn't you say that? Don't you address?
I told my guy, but I mean, listen, it's what it is, man. Just sometimes players don't jive with a certain level. Like I'm a defensive coach. I'm a get in your ass type of coach. Sometimes you can't pull that off. Another coach.
I think I think the difference with Nathaniel Hackett and Sean Payton got a little more leeway and got a little more power than Nathaniel Hackett did.
Well, there's no doubt because Sean Payton, that's what he does when he goes somewhere. The only person that can tell him anything is the GM. Besides that, he don't want to hear nothing.
Right. And he's got that right. And look, Darren, he's got that right. I mean, look at the success he had, 15 years here, winning a Super Bowl, in the playoffs most years. I mean, our winning percentage was like top 4 in the league, I think, during his tenure. So, I mean, yeah, like you said, you earned that ability. And like you said, you go walk in the door and the respect factor is immediately there.
So listen, guys, I want to dive into it because people keep wanting to talk about it. It's been talked about all week. We started a little bit Sunday, but we're going to dive into it right now. The Jayden Daniels conversation for Heisman Trophy, best quarterback in college football right now. I'll give you the floor. I'll give you to the floor, especially Darren. I can hear you. Oh. So, Darren, what you think? What's going on? Jayden Daniels, the floor is yours.
Heisman Trophy winner. It's unfair that people are looking at the record because you've had several quarterbacks, including last year's quarterback.
Yes, 100%.
With 3 losses. And Daniels is blowing his numbers out the walls. He is going to be. It's going to be one of the greatest quarterback in history. Yes, one of the greatest.
Wait, they cut you off for saying that, bro. I don't know.
He's a top 4 pick now, I think.
You think?
I went from top 10 last week. I think he moved up. I think his stock just keeps going up. If I was him, I wouldn't even play in the combine. I don't think he even needs to show up at the combine.
You think he's gonna go? You think he's gonna be top 4 quarterback or top 4?
I think top 4, top 5 pick overall. I think.
Dave, no way.
Listen, man. Teams go crazy over quarterbacks, Richie. I mean, I've seen some shittier quarterbacks get taken really high.
He's got to be. I can tell you the top 3 picks, right? I can tell you the top 3.
Who do you think? I mean, Caleb Williams, Drake May, and what? You gonna go to the defensive end from Florida State or the offensive tackle from Notre Dame?
I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is going second.
I don't think he goes second.
Absolutely.
I think it depends on who has that spot. I think he's going to go top 5 or 6. But I think, man, look, you do a lot of – you take a big risk if you take a receiver at number 2.
I think I agree with you who picks there too, because I think if Chicago's picking there, they're taking Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison. I guarantee.
But see, Chicago. I don't personally. I'm gonna tell you this. I mean, look, dude, I'm a big Cubs fan, and I can tell you the weather starts turning there in September, and that's a cold weather city. Dude, it is not easy to rack up 300-yard passing games in that city. They need an identity on the defensive side of the ball. They have to get the best edge rusher out there. If they want to get Caleb Williams and move on from Fields, you got to go get a defensive player that sets an identity, kind of like what Houston did with Will Anderson.
But you know how bad they're going to look if they don't draft that man and he goes somewhere else.
I don't think you need – listen, dude, Marvin Harrison's going to be a great player, but you got DJ Moore, you got Rashawn Johnson. They got some pieces on offense. I think you have to get that identity guy on defense like Houston did with C.J. Stroud and getting Will Anderson. I mean, I told our boy Chris – I loved what they did. I know they sacrificed a lot, but to me, you got an identity guy on each side of the ball when your team had no direction whatsoever. And I think Chicago's in that same boat. They have no direction right now. But if you go get the quarterback, if you move Fields somewhere else, go get the best defensive player available. Because you still got DJ Moore. I mean, DJ Moore is going to be great for any quarterback.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't.
Because you're not going to Chicago and you're outscoring everybody. That's by the time the midseason comes, you got 30-degree games with wins.
So you think they're taking Caleb Williams?
That's going to be the $1 million question. I mean, it's.
He's coming out. I mean, is he or not? He's going to be the number 1 pick.
If I was them, I'm not going to lie to you. And I'm cool if anybody disagrees with me because I'm not saying it's not because I don't like Caleb Williams, but it depends on how they feel about Fields. I would have a hard time not running it back with Fields, but. I don't know, man. Like, if somebody offers you, like, the farm, I mean, you can't pass up a deal. Kind of like what Carolina did this year.
I know it's just speculation. Nothing's guaranteed and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Most scouts think that Caleb Williams is going to be just as good as Patrick Mahomes.
And he might be. And look, and if that's the case, guess what? You call up another team. You call up Tampa Bay. You call up somebody and say, hey, dude.
You pass that up? If that's a guarantee, you pass that up?
No. I'm saying call up another team like I'm saying about Justin Fields. I'm like, you call up Atlanta, you call up Tampa. Hey, dude, guess what? Give me like 2 seconds and some maybe a player or something.
We'll take them. Call the Saints.
No, I mean, absolutely. Look, I mean, I'm just saying, but Fields, dude, I mean, I could see him fitting somewhere like in Atlanta, somewhere like a Tampa. I hate to say that because it's in our division, but it makes perfect sense. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, what other team? I mean, there's probably other teams we could think of. I mean, the Rams, does Matthew Stafford call it quits early on? I mean, a little early. I don't know. I mean, it's the Giants. I mean, what do they do with the Giants? Now, here's the funny thing is, the Giants can't afford a quarterback making money, but there's a lot of people speculating the Giants are going to draft a quarterback next year, even with Daniel Jones having like 2 years or so left on that deal.
Yeah, I mean, people saw. I mean, Chuck just posted it. They comparing him to Burrow.
Well, I mean, imagine the Giants drafting in the top 4. You tell me they wouldn't look at Jayden Daniels? I mean, the Raiders, I don't know if they're going to go with Aiden O'Connell. I mean, the Raiders could be drafting in the top 5.
But like you says, if the Giants are on the hook for Daniels' contract,
right.
What do you do there?
Right. No, and I agree. And that's a team to me that would make a lot of sense. If the Giants were in that 4 to 6 area and the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks already off the board, that's a perfect team for Marvin Harrison Jr. or maybe like the Neighbors or somebody like that. They need a legit number 1 wide receiver over there.
Burrow has great pocket awareness. That's what Chuck just. But
Daniels, comparing Daniels, I mean, look, Daniels has that great mobility. I mean, like Darren's saying, he's a Heisman winner. I think so too. I agree. But I mean, Burrow is just Burrow's a rarity. They don't come out every so often, guys like that.
Pence. Everybody keeps talking about Pence.
Who's that?
The guy from Washington.
Yeah, I mean, he's a sleeper, man. I mean, because look, we always talk about this every year. Look at Bryce Young. He looks the worst out of all these rookie quarterbacks right now. He went 1.
He thinks somebody. My son-in-law thinks the Jets are going to take him. I don't know why.
I mean, look, dude, Rodgers. I don't know, man. Rodgers might be like drinking the blood of giraffes or something, dude. So I don't know. Rodgers. I don't doubt that Rodgers will play to like he's 43 or 44. I don't know.
It's crazy that he's still saying he's coming back this year.
That's what I'm saying. That dude's a nut job. I mean, love him or hate him, he's to me, he's one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen. I mean, I think he's a phenomenal player.
This is probably the same year. I'm trying to think with Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, all of them, that same draft. Was it the same draft?
I don't know. I want to say Darren. I don't know. Darren might know that. I know that was what Allen came out, I think, in 18.
Yeah, he did. 18. He did come out in 18. What's up, Lance? But no, I think this is going to be the best quarterback class in a very long time.
It is. I mean, I think it's going to be definitely better than this last one. I mean, like to me, like we talk about Jayden Daniels, I think he's 10 times better than Anthony Richardson, like just right now. I mean, I'm not saying no offense to Anthony Richardson, but to me, Daniels, watching him and watching Richardson back in Florida, it's a night and day difference.
You think if Daniels is there, Saints pick, they take him?
Oh God, yeah. I don't think we'll get that high though. I don't think we'll be that bad. Let's put it that way. And that's the danger when you flirt with mediocrity, dude. You're not getting those top 10 picks or top 5 picks.
He's kind of screwing the Saints by playing so well because his stock's going up.
Oh, dude, that's the thing. He's not going outside the top 10. There's no way in hell. If Anthony Richardson went to top 10, this dude is going top 10. He's going unless he's like
I mean, they had him today going 15.
He's got to go 15. He's got to have some fucking type of off the field issue. I mean, he's got to be like worshiping Satan in the middle of like schools or something, or he's got to be doing something crazy, dude. Like climbing buildings on his off days. I mean, like he's got to be doing something really wild.
Dave, I respect how your analogy of NFL quarterbacks. You're really good at that. Do you really think he's NFL ready?
Dude, I'll say this: if I was a coach, I would. He's got things he's got to fix, no doubt. I mean, and Darren's a bigger LSU fan than me. Darren could probably elaborate.
We just alluded to his pocket awareness.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's not going to be – look, dude, he's not Joe Burrow from day one. Burrow was just a rare character, man. I mean, Daniels is going to have some things fixed with him. But, dude, the canvas, to me, for this kid is there. I mean, like, he's got a good enough – if Caleb Williams and Drake May weren't in this draft, he'd be a top 2 or 3 pick easily.
Well, Joseph just commented, and he said, don't forget about Bo Nix.
He's a dude. That's another good one.
Is that a weird? That's a weird situation with him, dude.
Remember, Chris was saying it. Remember, my boy Knowles. I mean, I know Knowles ain't been on in a couple of weeks. We got to get his ass back on here. But he said 5 or 6 quarterbacks he predicted to go in the first round.
You think that many?
Dude, it seems like it. I mean, because teams go ape shit over quarterbacks, man. And I mean, these are some really good ones. Like Bo Nix, another one. I mean,
6 quarterbacks in this draft. 6.
Dude, it could happen because, I mean, look how uncertain some of these teams are all of a sudden. I mean, some spots are getting filled, but, dude, Atlanta needs a quarterback. Tampa's going to need a quarterback. Listen, even if Derek Carr picks it up a little bit, I still say the Saints should look at a quarterback in the first or second round.
Lance just said one of your guys, Michael Pratt.
Dude, Pratt, I like Pratt. Pratt's a good – look, dude, he's a hell of a sleeper for somebody, man. I think he goes a little bit further down, But I tell you, man, somebody might luck into gold with Michael Pratt.
If he's there in the second round, the Saints take him, you think?
I want to see. He's a guy I want to see in the combine. I think he's going to be one of those guys that has to show up a little bit at the combine. But he's a real sneaky guy. I mean, look, Tulane quarterbacks have, look, they've had a few that have gone high in the past. I mean, Patrick Ramsey, J.P. Lossman. I mean, they haven't really panned out well, but they've had some go pretty high.
Well, I mean, we should. This is the year to draft a quarterback for the Saints. That's for sure.
I mean, I think you got to, man. I mean, whether the season ends well for Carr or not, I think you need to get him in there. I mean, Carr's already in his 30s. I mean, get that guy in there and just see, you got to nowadays. I mean, I think you just got to – you can't miss out on a big prospect if they're there, if they're sitting on the board.
I agree. I mean, you got to – I mean, but my thing is this, though, too. Are they going to look heavily on the offensive line too?
Dude, I don't know. Did we lose Darren or we
I don't know. He must be playing pool. He might be playing pool.
No, dude. You know what's funny? I'm going to say a position that's really weird, and people are going to be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" But I'm going to tell you a position right now. If I don't know who, I haven't looked at the draft board that deep yet, but I am telling you, dude, I think we need a playmaking safety as much as we need anything else. I just don't believe. Listen, man. Matthew's been a eyesore this year. I think Marcus May is not much better. I think May makes a play here and there, but he gives up a lot. He'll make one just to keep you happy. But I don't know, dude. I think we need like a playmaking safety. I know it just sounds weird, but
yeah, man,
you give me like a guy that can do what Derwin James or Minka Fitzpatrick does. I think that's an important thing because, dude, our corners are so damn good. I think you need that playmaking safety back there to do some stuff.
Chuck kind of hits what you say, Dave. He said if you draft a rookie quarterback, it also opens up salary cap.
It does. I mean, to me, like, look, dude. I mean, and like I said, this is not a knock on Jameis, but I think Jameis is gone. I mean, you can't carry an $8 million salary cap tag for a backup quarterback. If you bring in a rookie quarterback, you have Derek Carr, this rookie. You still got Hainer there, and Hill still technically qualifies as a quarterback. So I mean, your quarterback room will be really good. Like you said, you would save probably $6 million or so with a rookie as opposed to Jameis. If you got a rookie in the first or second round, maybe I don't know, $4 to $6 million under the cap. I mean, you got to take those cap savings when you can.
Well, Ryan said that we could get a safety and free agent too.
You might. I think it has to happen though, man. I think it's a real weakness that doesn't get talked about enough, man. I really felt comfortable when we had Marcus Williams and Malcolm Jenkins there a couple years back. It's like safety's almost like left tackle or right tackle. When you don't hear those guys' names a lot, it seems like something good's happening. You know what I'm saying?
Dave, I think you just hit the nail on the head. Our defense has really struggled in the last couple of years because of the inconsistency at safety.
I mean, look, dude, Malcolm Jenkins, you could put that dude on. I remember how many times he shut Gronk down and just held Gronk to like a catch or two. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this dude would shut down tight ends. He played the run. Marcus Williams, dude, when healthy, I think Marcus Williams is one of the top 5 free safeties in the league easily when he's healthy. I mean, that dude took away the deep ball. Like, you didn't throw the ball deep on the Saints. You know what I'm saying, when he was out there. I mean, he got a lot of flack from the Minneapolis Miracle, but what's sad is that kid had a tremendous rookie year that year, and he was big in that game earlier on. He had an interception. And, I mean, he had one, gaff, and people wanted to hate on this guy for that. But this dude he's a really good safety, and I think we missed both him and Malcolm.
Cooch said earlier too, linebacker. I think that's another.
Yeah, they need to add a linebacker somehow, some way. Whether it's the draft, whether it's free agency, they've got to add more depth at linebacker, dude. Because if DeMario goes down, dude, I mean, you're up shit's creek. And DeMario's getting old too. Like DeMario's not going to be here forever. DeMario.
I mean, people don't realize DeMario's 35 years old, man.
Yeah.
He's getting up there, and he's taking it, and he's consistent on staying on the field. Definitely, he hasn't missed games, and he's taking a beating. So we're gonna have to really look at that, man. It's tough.
The only spots I feel secure, Richie, is I feel really good about corner, and I feel really good about defensive tackle. I think defensive tackle, you're young, and I think you got a lot of upside there with those guys. Defensive end, man, Cam, I just think the best days are behind him. Carl Granderson's awesome, but. Yeah, I mean, you have some things to think about, man, because I don't think this roster, like you said, it's declining. You know what I'm saying? It's not on the up and up overall.
It's getting old, man. It's getting old. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
so I don't know, man.
Ryan said other three linebackers are light in the ass. That's 100% true.
Dude, I've been a little upset with Pete Warner the last couple of weeks.
Pete Warner's been disappointed, man. He's been disappointed.
I mean, and I really like Pete, man. I just haven't seen and I don't know if it's strategy where they position him. I don't know. He just doesn't seem like he's getting to the ball as fast as he used to, taking the same angles, that sort of thing. That's what impressed me about that kid early on. He could put a hit on somebody, but he got to the ball quick, and it doesn't seem like that's happening anymore.
I haven't followed the guy that left in free agency to Atlanta.
Oh, Caden Ellis, yeah. I mean, Ellis had a really good year last year with us, man.
I haven't heard.
I don't know what he's doing in Atlanta either. I know Atlanta's defense is much improved, though.
I mean, the thing about it is, Dave, this team we all know is getting old. There's plenty of positions that we need a serious upgrade at. Well, we all agree to that, including linebacker, safety, quarterback, lineman. I mean, you can go on and on.
Yeah. It's like the opposite of the Pelicans, Rich. I mean, like the Pelicans have such good young talent. They just need to stay healthy. I can't never understand how one basketball team can have so many injuries every year.
Look, Shane just said it, and I think I agree with him. We have too many players that need to go. This is the truth.
Yeah,
it's the truth. I mean, we're not doing any way better. We're not doing anything good, dude. It's like.
Yeah, I mean, Dennis Allen, it's got to start there. You need coaching, man. You got to find – I don't know, man. If Aaron Glenn is a guy that would be willing to come back, he's going to be a head coach at some point. I mean, maybe that's maybe your answer. I don't know, maybe somebody – I mean, look, Ronald Curry, if we fired somebody in season, I'd like to see Ronald Curry get a shot to be like an interim coach, but
let me ask you this. Would the Saints consider bringing in Jim Harbaugh?
I'll tell you, I would. Shit. I mean, look, dude – man, I don't know if it'll happen just because of what's going on, but I mean, dude, I think he had a little success at the pro level. Let's be real. I mean, he was there. Not to bring this guy up for the wrong reasons, but I mean, look, I don't think Colin Kaepernick was a great quarterback, and I mean, he got that team, to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Jim Harbaugh, he had a really good defense. I mean, he had a team that got there.
Yeah.
I mean, what they lost against Baltimore that year.
Yeah.
I mean, so Harbaugh's had success at the pro level.
I mean, look at the job they doing in Houston. Is that not?
Dude, coaching freaking matters, man. I mean, they went from jokes. They had Chris Coons. I can't even think of that guy's name, Dave Culley or something. He was no business being a coach. They had Lovie Smith, who was past his prime. Bill O'Brien, who's the absolute dumpster fuck of the league. They had these bad quarterbacks. Dude, I mean, they did it right. Houston had I kept telling Chris, I'm like, dude, I didn't think Stroud would be this good this fast. But I was like, dude, you're going in the right direction. I don't think y'all going to be shit this year, but you're going in the right direction. And here they are. They're in the thick of things.
Dave, you remember me and Pancho got into a heated discussion. Remember I said?
Remember how many games Pancho said they would win? You got to come in. He said he's never wrong about shit.
I said they would win at least 7 games.
Pancho, I think, gave them 3 or something like that. I almost swear it was 3 games.
We went through the schedule and everything.
Yep. And dude, to me, look, I felt this kid, Stroud, Will Anderson, I thought they really hit on these picks, man. They didn't have a lot on that roster coming in. They had a few pieces. I mean, we can't say there was nothing there. Yeah. I mean, but they had a few pieces. But, dude, they had a great draft class, man. They added some nice free agents. I mean, like Dalton Schultz has been good for them. They had a couple of players on defense that worked out. But the coach, man, I mean, it all starts there, Yeah,
I mean,
DeMeco Ryans, man, great hire.
Dude, we said that in the beginning. I really like that hire. Look, think about the Shanahan tree right now.
Yeah.
DeMeco Ryans in Houston, your boy with Miami. He's got
that's
guys,
crazy.
He's got guys all over the place.
Dude, Rich, it's a great organization being ran. I mean, look, the Patriots did it for so many years. The Steelers, the Saints were a great organization when Sean Payton was there. Dude, John Lynch, he's building something in San Francisco, man. I mean,
But you know what the guys that's on the Shanahan they learn? Get yourself an established quarterback and you'll be okay.
You can. I mean, and look, and those guys, look, Brock Purdy, man. We talked about Brock Purdy. We got to say that. I know we kind of went back and forth a little bit. Everybody kind of
Tua under that same guy.
Shanahan. But he's good. They work with young quarterbacks. They know how to do it. I mean, they can work with young guys, established guys. They're very versatile.
Dave, we keep saying it and keep saying it over and over. This league is passing the Saints organization by. Teams are getting younger, better, and we just.
Oh, and it's going to keep happening. I mean, I'm not scared. I think Carolina got the wrong. I mean, look, I'm not saying Bryce Young's going to be a bust, but they gave up too much to get him, and he might have been the wrong guy. Atlanta, though, Tampa, dude, those teams, they don't have a contract. Look, let's be real. Mayfield doesn't have a big contract. They can move on from him. Desmond Ridder and Heineke aren't going to be the starter next year. So those teams are teams that's going to be looking at a Fields or looking to draft like a Jayden Daniels. Imagine Justin Fields and Jayden Daniels come to the NFC South. You know what I mean? Imagine that happens. That's going to be pretty shitty.
I don't see it happening at all, man.
No, I'm saying, but let's think about it. If the Bears want to get Caleb Williams, Atlanta or Tampa calls up about Justin Fields, look, those two teams might draft in the top 10 in the South. So, I mean, look, Jayden Daniels might fall to one of them. So, I mean, it could happen. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying it'll be Jayden Daniels per se, but maybe Drake May. I don't know, maybe one of Penix or
I like the Drake May. I like the Drake May. I like that.
But dude, just imagine how shitty that would be for Saints fans, with the LSU connection, with Jayden Daniels being in an Atlanta Falcon uniform, throwing the ball to Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier.
We would lose this. We would lose it, dude.
Fans would, dude, it would get ugly here. It would get ugly. And if I'm Atlanta, and if I'm Terry Fontenot, dude, I am doing whatever the hell I can. If Atlanta drafts in that top 10, I am leveraging my farm. I'm giving up everything because you got a good young core in place on both sides of the ball.
You get a good quarterback and you
get Jayden Daniels or Drake May.
You get a good quarterback and you're sticking it to the Saints.
Absolutely. Why not? You know what I'm saying? If I was them, I mean, Saints fans, we don't want to hear that shit, but that's very realistic.
How do you think Carolina's feeling right now passing up on CJ Stroud? They
feel like a bunch of dumbasses, I think. I think their fan base, dude, I doubt they're coming to the game still because you've got a shit product. You got the wrong head coach. They should have stuck with Steve Wilkes like I was been screaming about all offseason. They gave up way too much. They don't even have what they gave up their pick next year. They lost DJ Moore. I mean, dude, it's been a disaster for Carolina. Hey, Saints fans, if we think we're doing bad, look at Carolina. You know what I'm saying? It don't make you feel so bad.
I don't understand what happened to their defense. Their defense is good.
Look, dude, I don't know, man. They got a little – I know Shaq Thompson got hurt early in the year. I mean, I think J.C. Horn missed a little time too, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't kept up with them since early in the season as much. I see them losing every week, and I see Young kind of struggling. But they got a lot of holes, man. That team, look, it's going to be a while before they get competitive.
So, Dave, let's dive into it. I want to talk about the Pelicans a little bit. You know, we've been on a losing streak here. I mean, it's going crazy. I think the issue with the Pelicans right now is I think Brandon Ingram is being a ball hawk. He's dribble, shoot. Yeah. Dribble, shoot. He's not distributing the ball around. He's taking all the shots. I mean, I don't know if you watch how many games you watch.
But no, I'm back. I missed a few because of the app, but I'm back. No, I've watched the last 3, and I think it's – dude, they lack – I hate to think about this era. I've argued with other people about this, and I'm like, man, everybody talks about positionless basketball. There's no true point guard. I don't buy that. I think you got to have a floor leader of some sort, man. And I think there's too many wasted possessions for this team, on offense.
You think they mentioned C.J. McCollum?
I think McCollum's he's missed more than I thought we ever would miss him. And I mean, I think you still miss. I mean, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, Jose Alvarado. Now Larry Nance is out. So I mean, dude, you've got so many injuries. I just think this team's got to keep their head above water. Ingram looks like he has been a little selfish. I will say that. And I want to see Zion be a little more aggressive as well. Look, I mean, you can't. I don't think the chemistry. Hawkins is doing a nice job for a rookie.
I like Hawkins.
First taste. I like him a lot. I think that was a great draft. I don't see
between two superstars, Zion and Brandon Ingram, you don't see the chemistry between them two.
You don't, and that's to me a big thing about the NBA. I think you got to have the thing about the NBA. Like we watch those Golden State teams, they move the ball so well. We've seen with Jordan, with Pippen, we've seen Kobe and Shaq. Dwayne Wade and LeBron. You've got to have that chemistry, man. And I will say this: the Nuggets kind of, Jamal Murray and Jokic kind of had it. They didn't look super smooth at times last year, but they had enough to win it all. But you got to have some better chemistry than what we have right now. And I don't know if that's just because McCollum's missing and you don't really have a point guard playing. But I think that when you got 2 superstar caliber players like Brandon Ingram and Zion, you got to have somebody feeding them the ball. Like if you had that Chris Paul type that could manage the offense, and CJ was doing it to a certain degree. Yeah. So I think they're really missing him right now, man. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are missing. I mean, you look at these teams we're playing, and we're going to the end. We're scraping the end of the bench. I mean, we got Cody Zeller out there and Robinson Earl playing a lot of minutes.
I will give him the benefit of the doubt. I would like to see the full starting lineup, meaning Trey Murphy, Zion, CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, and Valanciunas. I would like to see them play a game together, which we haven't seen all year long.
No, dude. And I mean, Herb, you throw Herb in there, who's to me one of the top 3 defenders in the league.
When's the last time we have seen that? When's the last time we've seen them 5 guys on the court at the same time?
Dude, it's sick how few times. I think last year we talked about that in another podcast. I don't know if Darren or Pancho.
If I tell you something, you'll be shocked, Dave. They've never been on the court. They've never been on the court at the same time.
It was something like, it was like single digits. It was horrible last year. Like
them five have never been on the court at the same time.
Well, I was about to say, I think early. Now, remember last year, the Pels, I'm trying to think how it was all. I think at one point, because remember, here's the funny thing is people forget this, but we were the number 1 or number 2 team in the West right before Zion's injury.
Not to cut you off, they're giving us updates. The Pels are up 8 right now.
Okay, good deal.
Everybody's commenting on that court, the way the court looks.
Dude, I was about to say, look back. Poncho sent us a picture. I've yet to watch the game, dude. I've been on here, man. Got the TV in another room with the game.
The court looks good. They
looks tight.
Designed it. Oh, it looks really. I like the uniforms too, man. Thank y'all for keeping us up. Thank y'all for keeping us updated. We're gonna be getting off here soon because we're all gonna go watch it.
No, dude, and look, they're gonna be fine, man. I don't want to. I think the Pelicans. I have more patience with the Pelicans than I do the Saints. I have patience because they got an excuse. You know what I'm saying? They get a free pass from me because of all the damn injuries.
Dave, some of my boys saying said, bring back the Birdman. He was fun, man.
Oh, dude, Birdman was the shit. I'll tell you one thing. If you go ahead to go hang out with a motherfucker, that's the guy I'd want to hang out with, dude. That dude partied like a rock star, I think, man.
Oh, Dave, we up by 13 now. Matt Ryan just hit a 3.
Matt freaking Ryan, man.
Thank y'all, Dave. Man, look, I tell you what, our viewers, man, they keep us up to date. They're so much fun, I tell you.
Oh, dude, Birdman, though, was one of my early favorites, though, dude. Birdman was dude, he was I'll tell you this. Larry Nance is probably, he ain't Birdman, but he's the closest thing I think we have to Birdman. Good defender, plays with a lot of energy. But Birdman was just fun to watch, dude.
Yeah, it was. It was, man. It was. Well, listen, man, we're going to dive up out here and go watch the game.
Yes, sir.
Everybody, I don't know what happened to Darren. Darren's probably playing pool or whatever, man.
Darren got deep in that game, man.
Yeah, so listen, we may do a special edition Thursday night just to come on.
Yeah, I'd like, even though we got a bye week, man, I'd like to keep up with what's going on in the league. I mean, I think Atlanta's got a bye week as well, huh?
Yeah, we did. We got a lot of stuff to do. But, man, look, thank everybody for joining us. We'll keep everybody updated on when we're going to do the next show, of course. It's definitely Sunday mornings with me, Dave, and Darren. We'll keep y'all posted. We're going to do we'll come on probably maybe Thursday early and do the money lines and stuff like that.
That's cool. Yeah. Get a little betting talk going, man. Yeah.
Yep. All right, my brother. Who that? You take care, my friend.
All right, man. Y'all be good. Who that?